Have you ever heard the phrase, eat that frog? Have you ever heard it? Well, it's this phrase that was used in a podcast or some book that I listened to a while ago. I actually think it's a book. I have to look into it. I don't remember. It could have been a podcast, could have been a YouTube video, could have been whatever. But the term eat that frog basically means doing that hard thing as quick as possible, right? Like doing that thing that you don't want to do and getting it out of the way. Well, you know, some days, like today, you have to eat that frog later on in the evening, like a dessert. You know, you have that nice 16-ounce steak, right? And then they bring you out this frog pie. And you're like, what is this? Oh, well, since you had such a great meal, let's ruin it with this frog pie. Well, anyways, today is one of those days where I have to eat that frog. I have to do some of the hard stuff in the evening. It's hard to do those things in the evening because a lot of times, for me specifically, I don't know about you, like sometimes I'm assuming that if I'm basing it off of the average person, a lot of times you have work you got to do during the day, and then you have to do these things in the evening. And I am not immune from those things. So right now it's 12, it's midnight. It's midnight, and I'm still working on getting towards that frog, getting towards that hard thing I have to do. It's not hard to do. It's actually quite enjoyable. It's the hard part is really doing it late at night. So late at night for me. Like, when I was younger, I liked staying up late. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, man, I want my sleep. I really just want my sleep so bad. I want sleep. It is good. It's just great. Nothing's better than just sleeping in and giving your body the rest that it needs. But uh man, I have to eat that frog later today or later tonight, really. Technically it's tomorrow or later. Is it this morning? When it's the next day? When it goes midnight? It's technically the next day, but like when does it officially become quote unquote morning? Is that when the sun comes up, right? Well, anyways, sometimes in life there are things you need to get done, things you have to get done, and sometimes they kind of get pushed further and further in the day, like later in the day, further along in the day, and you start seeing the writing on the wall. You're like, oh my gosh, I know that my day is going to be significantly longer than it should be. But the the thing that you should be doing, like the hard things that you do, kind of make you stronger. They kind of make you stronger, right? And I'm not talking about like physical strength, but like just doing those things that you don't always want to do late at night, early in the morning, things that your boss tells you to do, things that your girlfriend tells you to do, things that your wife tells you to do, like things that your kids tell you to do, things that your parents tell you to do. Go take the trash out, right? You don't want to do those things, but like the more you do those things that are I don't want to say hard. It's not physically hard to do. They're easy to do. it's more like a mental tug of war. It's more like a mental struggle that you have. And once you start doing those things, you're like, oh, this is not that bad. But like, it's kind of like starting, starting is the point of friction. You got to get started, you know, you got to take that first bite off the head of that frog. Just like go straight, look at its eyes, just bite it. And then it's the headless frog dancing around. Um, you gotta take that first bite and you just gotta keep going until it's done. And that's what tonight is like for me. I am just reminding myself I got to get these things done, even though I don't necessarily want to do them. Oh, at least not at midnight. That's the main thing for me is like, I don't want to do these things at midnight. I want to do them like, in the afternoon, like 12 to 3, not 1 and 12 at night, midnight to 3 in the morning. I don't want to do that. No one wants to do that. That's not fun. Does not sound like a fun time to me. Sounds like a worse time. It sounds like an awful time. Sounds so awful. It's so awful. I don't want to do that. No one wants to do that. Oh man. So I guess the point of this video is I feel you. I understand when you have those things that you have to do. I understand. I empathize with you when you have those days that you look at it, it's like it's 10 o'clock at night and you're driving home from work or something like that. And you're like, oh my gosh, I still got to do X, and X, this, and this. I got a whole list of things I have to do. It's nighttime. My body's saying, hey, my body's saying, hey, buddy, hey, you want to go to bed? And you're like, gosh, oh my God, yes, please. That sounds amazing. Please, I want to go to bed. And you're like, and your mind, your goal-oriented self is like, no, you have to do this. You just have to do this. You got to get it done. You got to get it done. You're going to regret it. The next day you're going to wake up. You're like, oh man, I should have did that. And you're going to feel bad about it. And then what happens is you kind of start like this positive feedback loop where you start saying, well, since I missed today or yesterday, it's okay to miss the next day, right? And then you start justifying like this new habit stream, And then sure enough, you don't do any of those things. You don't do the thing that you started out to do. Oh, anyways, it's getting to be that time. I gotta go do some stuff. Wish me luck. Anyways, if you have anything that you struggle doing after work, and that you have to do those things after work, feel free to talk about it in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Cheers, my friends.